A column of Russian combat vehicles advances to attack Ukrainian territory, but as soon as they entered the open field, they were immediately attacked. Even after one vehicle hit a mine and exploded, the other vehicles continued to move forward to continue their task. Several artillery shells hit their targets, first destroying a Russian APC, then striking another with incredible precision. In addition to artillery, Ukraine also used FPV drones to disable Russian vehicles that escaped the howitzers. This military vehicle was completely burned down and became useless scrap metal. A surviving Russian IFV continued to move across the field to continue the attack. Then, the artillery fired on it. Behind him were Ukrainian soldiers hiding in the tree line, and they launched javelins. The missile hit its target accurately, ending the column's attack. Elsewhere, Russian troops were preparing a strategy to break through the Ukrainian positions. Dozens of tanks and armored vehicles were deployed there. The number of tanks and APCs increased as they advanced, attacking from multiple directions. However, the Ukrainian defenses were ready. Battalion commanders were aware of the attack and ordered artillery preparation. The Ukrainian artillery group, aware of the Russian column's position, immediately launched an attack. See what happens next. Don't forget to subscribe, it's sure to be interesting. This time, the Russian convoy was within range of the Ukrainian howitzers. The command center then issued an order. A single shot accurately hit one of the vehicles. The Russian convoy continued moving. Then, a Ukrainian M777 opened fire. However, it missed. The Ukrainian army then used an ATGM to try to stop one of the vehicles. However, this shot also missed. The situation became tense as the Russian forces approached. Finally, this artillery fire changed the situation. The attack directly hit a Russian tank, causing it to stop. The Ukrainians also used javelin missiles in this mission. The shot was accurate, and the APC was completely destroyed. Ukrainian fire intensified as more Russian vehicles approached. The tank leading the convoy hit a mine and stopped. This gave the Ukrainian forces an opportunity to gain more time. The exploding tank blocked the path of another vehicle, which caused another tank to hit a mine as well. The Ukrainian ATGM group continued to try to stop and destroy the Russian armored convoy. The surviving Russian column had now broken through and headed straight for the trenches. The tanks advanced and fired several rounds, while the APCs quickly deployed infantry. Moments later, a Ukrainian drone landed on the APC and dropped explosives, causing the Russian tanks to begin retreating. The battlefield was beginning to become chaotic. Russian columns began to retreat one by one. But the Ukrainian attack wasn't over yet. As the Russians retreated, a Ukrainian soldier fired an RPG-7 missile from his launcher. However, from a distance, we could see that the shot missed, and the Russian tank immediately evaded it. Then, the command center gave orders to the artillery group to continue their task.
И тут по центральной улице в Золотаревке.
But the shot still missed its target. The tank continued to move, trying to get away from the battlefield. Unfortunately, the tank that should have survived and escaped ended up hitting a mine and exploding.
Да, сука!
Russia sent another column to support the attack. Tanks and APCs equipped with infantry were advancing at full speed. That will be a real test for Ukrainian troops. BM-21 Grad were deployed to attack the column. The rocket hit its target, destroying one APC. The remaining vehicles continued their attack. Next, a Ukrainian soldier fired an RPG-7 standing near the trench. But the shot missed. The Russian tanks continued to advance past the damaged vehicles and pressured the Ukrainian positions with tank fire. Russian troops managed to break through and fired continuously, because some shots from the Ukrainian army seemed to miss. Tensions are escalating, as Ukraine's position is already under siege. Meanwhile, two Russian APCs loaded with infantry moved closer to the trench. Russian troops moved into the trenches, but Ukrainian drones were waiting for them. With confidence, they continue to move forward. Finally, the Russian soldier arrived at a trench and hid there. The operator immediately flew the drone there and destroyed their hideout. Russia suffered heavy losses in this attack and decided to retreat. Other Ukrainian artillery prepares to attack Russian vehicles after they begin to leave the battlefield.
Записать эти цифры, записать, куда попал.
Despite being hit, the APC survived and moved to retreat. Meanwhile, another group consisting of several tanks and APCs attacked from the other side, but the Ukrainian troops were always ready to deal with it. The Russian troops failed to attack from that flank, and the tank leading the column immediately stopped after being hit. Then the command center noticed that the column was still moving.
Так, ведем колонну дальше.
Although the attack missed, it at least alarmed Russia, as they thought the Ukrainian offensive had been exhausted by the previous column. The command center spotted a single Russian tank separated from the group and immediately ordered fire.
Ярослав, 120-й где? Наведен? Да, давай.
The attack was on target, and the tank was destroyed.
Больше темок наших нету. Все, они закончили, что ваши. Еще лежит!
The drone operator is ready to search for the next target. The drone found the remaining tank and immediately hit it from behind. From the surveillance drone footage, we can see what condition the Russian column was in after receiving attacks from various Ukrainian weapons. Advanced Russian tanks were reduced to scrap metal. Some hit directly by artillery, while others were trapped and attacked by Ukrainian FPV drones. Thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. Don't forget to continue supporting our channel, It's going to be interesting.